Last year I got my makeup done by a professional K-beauty makeup artist, and I asked her to turn me into a K-pop idol. And I'll be honest, I was scared because of my brown skin, but she ate. I had the opportunity to go to Korea again last week with Tear. I got a full face of new K-beauty products. I thought I would share with you guys today 8 professional makeup artist Korean makeup tips for brown skin, because you can do Korean makeup without whitewashing. That did happen, by the way, when I got my makeup done this last time around. We went to Olive Young and hit the jackpot. A bunch of K-beauty brands are finally extending their shade ranges. We're gonna do techniques, we're gonna do a review. This is gonna be the whole shebang all in one video, so let's get into it. The first pro tip, and the only basic one that you will find in this video, is glass skin. Korean glass skin prep is so important, and I'm not even kidding. When I got my makeup done both times in Korea, she used probably like 8 products, but we're gonna do it in 4 because who got time for that? And I have combination acne prone skin. Putting that many products on my face doesn't usually work. Oh my god. This is the first time trying this product. I'm kind of scared. Why is it giving Shrek? This is the Numbuzin Centella Green Toner Pad. Ooh, it feels really cooling on the face. Oh, that feels so nice. I feel like the first step to glass skin is a toner pad and just extra hydration. This one feels super nice. I like the idea of a toner pad, but it does, I would say, create some waste, but it's necessary. Both times I got my makeup done, they used a toner pad. If you don't want to make your makeup pill, you gotta let everything dry. My favorite thing that I discovered in Korea was this Tear ceramic milk ampule. Oh my god. This is one of the best like glassy skin products. I'm not even oh no. Yes, a titty gets some hydration today. I feel like Korean skincare just really focuses on protecting like your skin barrier, which is really nice. This was also my first time trying Tear skincare. I know I've been living under a rock, but do you see that glow? And it's not giving like oily, and I'm someone with combo skin. I get pretty oily quickly, but trust me, if your skincare doesn't look like this before you put makeup on, that's why your makeup is looking cakey. You want like a nice and hydrated base, and I feel like that's like what most like K-pop idols have, since that's what we're doing. At this point, everyone is just using no white cast as a marketing tactic. Anua just launched a new sunscreen. I did get this in PR, and I believe this is only sold on the American market because it uses American UV filters. It does not use Korean UV filters. So I'm expecting this to kind of smell stanky, like the usual American sunscreen. But this is SPF 50, and what makes this product super cool, the cap has a 1/4 teaspoon of sunscreen. This is the amount of sunscreen that you need for your face. I'm gonna apply this in layers because this is a lot of sunscreen. It's got that American sunscreen smell. I'm applying a second layer, but it's blending in really nicely. So glad I skipped moisturizer because this is supposed to be a moisturizing sunscreen. It's giving moisturizing. For $18, that's a damn good sunscreen. Got my sunscreen in my mouth. Help. And that brings us to makeup tip number 2, which is spot concealing. She used the Makeup Forever palette. I'm gonna use these Korean TFIT concealers. I have the shade extension. I believe they're now on Amazon. I'll have it linked in the description below if you guys want to try it. I love these concealers, and they have a color correcting shade for my hyperpigmentation. She literally used the tiniest brush ever. Something I forgot to also mention is when I got my makeup done, they did not use a makeup primer, which goes to say you don't need a makeup primer. If I was going out for like 10 hours, I would like use like an oil control primer, but for the most part, you do not need a primer. She kind of used the warmth of her finger to blend out the edges, but I really like this concealer. It's super creamy and just looks really nice under makeup. Even though this may be more work now, trust me, it'll save us some time later, and we get to use less product. This is not a makeup tip that she did, but I'm gonna take the salmon shade of the concealer pot. I'm gonna put it around my mouth just because I still felt like when she did my makeup, my pigmentation was showing through, which is super normal, by the way. And this I feel like is the main difference between Korean makeup and Doyeon makeup, which is Chinese makeup. Korean makeup is really like skincare and base focus. It's more natural and a little bit more glowy, versus Doyeon makeup is a lot more like fuller coverage, full glam makeup. I feel like Korean makeup is like in the middle. It's more like natural. And that's also why I kind of like it. It looks really good on my features. Like that, my skin looks so even. And oh my god, it's literally giving glass skin. I'm obsessed. Now we're ready for makeup tip number 3, which is also one of the most important makeup tips, which is applying your cushion foundation with a spatula. So let me show you. American way to do it is just apply and go in with your foundation all over your face like that, but that's not how they did it. They used one of these like interesting spatulas. They applied it like this. Guys, I'm not using Tear today. I'm using a new cushion foundation. This is the Espoir Bee Velvet Cushion Foundation. They just had a shade extension and they came out with olive shades. Only two olive shades, 28.5 ginger olive and 34.5 golden olive, which is my perfect shade. And you need to see this match. Are you ready? Are you ready? Can't even see where I applied this. What's interesting is that the technique is to apply a little bit at a time, only on the areas that you need coverage. And we're just going to tap it in over the areas that I have like acne and acne scars. This is a green ass foundation. Look at the shade match to my body. But I'll be honest with you, do you absolutely need to do this? No, you don't need to do this, especially when you don't have time. But what you do need to do if you go in like that is dab the excess off on the side here. Otherwise, it's gonna look cakey. And then you could go straight in. And I'm just gonna put this around the perimeters. That was what she did. She put foundation kind of like on the perimeters of my face to warm it up and help it match like my body. It's a green ass cushion foundation. It's giving Shrek in the best way. Like, look at that shade. I'm literally screaming, we got it, guys. Espoir, if you ever wanna extend your olive shades, hit your girl up. Because I'm using a little bit of a deeper shade on the outer perimeter of my face to match my body, that also helps prevent like the whitewashing. And then I'm gonna use the lighter ginger shade right in the center of my face. And I noticed every time I've gotten my makeup done in Korea, it feels like I'm getting my face whacked. Like, I'm not even kidding. But this is a really bright shade, and it's also a really good like medium tan olive shade. So if you've got medium tan olive skin tones and want to try a cushion foundation, this is the one to try. She also took a wet beauty sponge and just blended out the edges. I feel like a lot of makeup artists in general do this just to make sure. This is how you get no harsh lines. Okay, we don't want harsh lines out here. Still not ready to talk about the fact that this last time I went to Korea, I was invited to get my makeup done. Like, they invited me into the studio and then I came out looking casket ready. I had no one to talk about it with. I didn't want to be like mean. I didn't have to pay for the services, but dude, I honestly got a little triggered. Because growing up, like, family members around me would always put on a foundation like a shade or two lighter because I was the dark one in the family. Outside of my dad, I was the darkest like girl. My sister was like a little bit lighter than me. So I was always the one getting like made fun of for my skin tone. And growing up, I was hated being brown, but now it's like one of my favorite things, and I get to help brown girls like feel beautiful in their own skin tone. And it just makes me feel so proud. So if you're watching this, thank you for being here. I love you. Korean makeup loves highlighting like the center of your face. Like, you don't really have like traditional highlighter placement, which is like up here and up here. And they like to do it with lighter concealers and like lighter powders. So I'm just gonna use the tiniest amount of this Tear concealer. It's also an olive shade. Put up the brush. I promise you, this is like the best technique ever. That way you don't get too much product on your face. And then I'm gonna focus on this part right here. I'm not gonna put it up here. We're not trying to look snatched. The whole point, I feel, of Korean makeup is fresh. It's very cutesy. So we're just going to highlight the center of our face. Korean makeup is matte, but it's not too matte. So she went in with just a light dusting of powder. So I'm using my Laneige Neo Cushion powder. I think that's what this is. It's available in the US now. Am I the only one? And then it gets itchy. But this powder is so fun. You have to be careful because look, it's a volcano of powder. I'm gonna use a light dusting of this powder because I want to keep this glow. I just feel like it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. And we're not trying to do Doyeon makeup. Doyeon makeup is all about the matte. Versus Korean makeup, it's matte, but you still have life on your skin. This powder is really finely milled. It's really nice. If you're someone with oily skin, I recommend it. Warning, if you put too much, if you use the puff and you go ham all over your face, you might get a little bit of a white cast. So if you have brown skin, I recommend using just a little bit and just pressing it underneath your eyes. Okay, this is not like a regular like the Huda powder. No, it's more of like a touch-up powder. I think that's a better way to put it. Pearl makeup tip number 4, which is place a matte blush a lot higher on your face, closer like underneath your eyes. That I feel like is the biggest difference between like American style makeup and kbeauty style of makeup. How cute are these blushes I got from Olive Young? These are the Desique Souffle color pots, and I got 2 different shades. Okay, I honestly feel like these are really similar to the Fui pudding pots, but I've never tried these out before. Let's try them out together. This is shade 15, and if you have olive skin, this shade I feel like is gonna be stunning on us because it's like that moody, muted shade. That's honestly why I love kbeauty makeup. It's not all like bright or pastel or really, really deep. But my favorite way to use these though is to take some of it on the back of my hand and then warm it up on a brush. It literally acts as like a makeup primer for me because it is so damn blurring. All of these have like dimethicone, and silicones are amazing if you have pores, especially in that under eye sort of area. I got a lot of pores. I don't know about you. I have a lot of pores, but these just blur the hell out of my skin. Now, this looks a little crazy, but we're gonna trust the process. When have I ever failed you? When have I ever failed you? Oh, and I forgot to mention, you have to put some on your chin, on your nose, and even a little bit on your forehead because we're not gonna do any bronzer, but we are gonna contour just a little bit. The contouring is really fun. Asian makeup styles like to emphasize the front of the face, so I didn't put anything past like my eye area. It's all empty right here. Time for the fun part, which is makeup tip number 5. Contour. That's the makeup tip. I'm kidding. There's a very specific way to contour because it's not the American way where we place it like to cut our cheekbone. That's not what we're trying to do. The whole point of this looks to look very cutesy, very demure. Because we're trying to pronounce the center part of my face, the contour placement is a lot different. See, I'm using the Sephora Collection contour because I've yet to find a Korean makeup product that is deep enough for my skin tone, but this is the shade 3. I'm using my Sephora Collection contour brush, and I'm just gonna take the smallest amount, and we're gonna do a vertical contour. What does that mean? Means we're gonna start from like the side of our face, and we're going to drag it down. I remember when she did this on me, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm so confused. But the whole point is we're just gonna create a slight shadow, ever so slightly. It should look so natural down the side. You can even take a little bit down your neck, but that's it. Before and the after. It's subtle. Apparently, I learned a compliment that people give in Korea is like, you have a small face. Whatever that like translates to in Korean. Korean followers, you can correct me, but I went to a lab in Korea. Like someone literally said that to me. They were like, you have a small face. And I was like, thanks. And then I realized later that's just like a compliment. That's like their way of saying like, you look nice today. That made me realize, I was like, oh, that's why the contouring is like this. Because by pronouncing the middle of your face, you're kind of making your face smaller. I was like, holy shit, it all hit me like that. We're not done with the contour just yet because I'm taking that same contour and an eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna drag it down the sides of my nose and this pocket right above my eye to kind of like fake like an eyelid crease. Kind of contouring right here. It kind of gives dimension to like your eye socket. Tons of people are gonna say, that doesn't look like Korean makeup. Yeah, because I'm not Korean. I also don't look Korean. So of course, Korean makeup on South Asian features is gonna look different. I'm gonna take that contour and just lightly put it on the outer perimeter of my eye. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and further define this socket right here. Like we want it to be really defined. I'm gonna do something called the aegyo contour. This is where you're kind of gonna contour your eye shape, and I'm gonna take that same Sephora Collection contour, and your brush matters. This is the Rephr 23 brush. It's tiny. It is one of the tiniest brushes, and that matters because I'm gonna put the contour right underneath my eye, like basically right underneath my like lower lash line. Something I've learned is by putting that contour shade right on that lash line, it makes the aegyo like automatically pop. See, I haven't even pronounced the aegyo, and it like automatically pulls that shadow there. I don't know why that is, but it works. It works. Right here, this fat pocket, that's what we want to emphasize. And I guess it's because it makes your eyes look bigger. Gives you that cutesy effect. It's obviously not made for like my face shape, but we're gonna do it anyways. Now it's time for the fun part, which is the highlighting and the glitter. I was in Korea, I got to make this gorgeous palette from Desique. Go into the store and like make your own palette. How pretty are these shades? I feel like they're showing up lighter on camera, but in person they're a lot darker and super brown skin friendly. So if you're looking for good kbeauty brown skin friendly eyeshadow palettes, I definitely recommend these ones. But I feel like a big difference again between kbeauty and kbeauty is the level of like eyeshadow that you apply. I feel like in Korea, the most I saw was like a light wash of like shimmer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of shimmer and just put it on the inner part of my eye. And I'm also going to use it as a highlight right under where I put that contour right there. And just for a little bit more color, I'm taking the warm peachy shade and I'm putting that in the center of my eye. But everything should look super natural. Like notice I didn't prime my eyelids because I don't want it to look like too much. It should look pretty natural, soft. I got this eyeliner from Lily by Red. Look how gorgeous. How gorgeous is that? It's like a gold. I feel like it would look really good on my skin tone, but I'm just gonna use that to highlight that aegyo. So in that pocket, I'm gonna put it right in that. And I remember when she did this on me, I was like, oh my God, that looks scary, but it looks good. Okay, what's funny is right in that pocket is where I have all my fine lines. So if you also have fine lines like me, I recommend using a gel pencil like liner instead of like a powder or eyeshadow because it can emphasize the fine lines versus this kind of like blurs it. I don't know, it helps. That's my makeup tip. Free makeup tip. Makeup tips by Monica. For brows, I'm just gonna fill them in softly. I honestly don't have that much to work with just because I don't have a choice. They look like blocks. Unless I like use a brow relaxer. Am I the only one who has that problem? Or my brows cannot do anything. Before I go on to makeup tip number 6, which is the lashes, which is super important. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter. These are the new Fui highlighters. I got them in Korea and y'all, these are so pretty. Placement again, she only put it like slightly like right here. It's so pretty. So again, you wanna keep everything to mimic a smaller face, I guess. Put everything a little bit like towards here and like so on the side of your face there's like nothing. I'm gonna take some on the eye just to give my makeup a little bit more harmony. That's my favorite hack. When my makeup looks unbalanced, I just take my blush on my eye or my highlighter. It just pulls everything together. And another Monica tip when doing kbeauty products, instead of opting for like really ashy or silvery makeup, I like makeup products that have a clear base. Meaning, they're not gonna show up ashy. And in case you want them, I will be linking them in the description below. It's not a kbeauty product, but it's a kbeauty product. It's from Judy Doll, but do you see how thin this eyeliner is? We need a thin ass eyeliner, sharp as a knife. As a knife. Now for makeup tip number 6. The lashes. I feel like this is what is a huge distinction, and I'm not gonna lie, I was shook when she did my lashes. It's kind of crazy. I have a new mascara to try. When I was in Korea, I got the new Clio Super Proof mascara. I love the other one, so I'm really excited about this one, but I'm not gonna curl my lashes because we're gonna put this on top of it. These other no glue lashes, are they? Yes, we got the Kiss Impress kbeauty version. I'm so excited. These are the Talk no glue lashes and they're sticky. Does that mean they go underneath my lash? Okay, yeah, they go underneath my lash. No, on top of the lash. No, underneath. Underneath the lash. Craziest thing that I learned when I was in Korea is that the makeup artist literally took a wooden stick. She burned it and then curled my lashes before I put the manhwa lashes on. And then she put the lashes on and then she curled it again. So everything was kind of like glued together almost, and they did not budge all day. But we're not gonna use a wooden stick here today. We're gonna use this heated eyelash curler that I got in Korea. This is a kbeauty brand. It's called Philly Millie, and I'm gonna use it to heat up my lashes. So it's already like pretty warm, and all you need to do is hold it up. Oh, it's pretty warm. I don't know how long. How long should I do this for? Do I think this is the best eyelash curler? No. I feel like the main purpose of this is when I add the lashes, it's going to like fuse my lash and this lash together, and that's why it like looks natural. Now we're gonna add the lashes, and these go underneath your lash so it looks super natural. I'm gonna start with the longest 11 mm on the outer part, then go to 10 mm and then 9 mm. And I'm only gonna do a couple because I want it to look really natural. Oh my God, these look so natural. I feel like they added just like a whisper of volume, but like they have each like you could see like the individual lash, if that makes sense. It's supposed to look really natural. And they were really sticky. I will say they are fragile. I literally got a hair stuck under my nail. Don't ask how I did that, but These look so pretty. I am really impressed at how pretty and natural these look. They just like, they're so perfect. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna take the eyelash curler again. It's warm, but it's not hot. And I'm going to use it to curl the lash. And this also helps fuse my lashes and the lashes I just put on together. Look how pretty my lashes look, and they will last all day. We're almost done with the makeup tips, but for the 7th tip, instead of using like a really glittery highlighter, matte highlighter. And unfortunately, a lot of K-beauty brands like don't make my shade yet. I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll come. So instead, I'm gonna be using LA Girl Brightening Setting Powder. I use this in my Douyin makeup tutorial, and I'm like using a smaller fluffy brush. This is a brush from Danessa Myricks. I don't think she sells it anymore, but it's such a good brush. It's perfect, it's small. It's great for like highlighting because again, we wanna make our face look smaller. So we wanna put the highlight kind of like right under our eyes again, but not up to where the aegyo pocket is. And I feel like this also flatters like my face shape. Like, does my face look smaller now? I feel like it kind of does. I love it. Finally, we have the lips, which is my favorite part because K-beauty does brown girl friendly lippies really, really well. This last time I went to Korea, she muted my lips out with like I don't know, with something, but they don't make my shade. So I'm gonna use the Tear concealer. I feel like that would work. I'm gonna put it on the perimeter of my lips because we're gonna be doing like the K-beauty kind of lip trend, which is like a blurry lip. And this is my final makeup tip, which is the K-beauty lips, a blurry matte lip. And we could do it by concealing our lips first. Then I'm going to set my lips with that same Laneige powder, and this just gives me like a clean slate. Oh my god, this is taking concealer lip to the next level. Now I'm taking 2 lippies. You want like a matte blurring lippy. This one is from Romand. It's such a pretty shade. I'm only gonna put it in the center of my lips. And when I got my makeup done in Korea, she took also the smallest amount on a brush and started like blending out the edges. Like there should not be like any harsh lines. It should all be soft. It should also be cute. I feel like when she did my lips, she kind of like overlined it slightly, but then underlined my bottom lip. I wonder why that is. But this is a really pretty shade, but I am a gloss girl. So I'm gonna add this Etude Glassing Stick right over it. This is such a pretty shade for my olive girlies. To get the ombre effect, now I'm taking that pudding pot, that blush that I first put on, putting that in the center of my lips. And I feel like that is what gives you that like cute pouty effect. And that is the contacts. I cannot do this without contacts. I actually got contacts this time, y'all. A little scared, but I got these contacts from Hapa Kristen. It was literally an Olive Young. It was so easy to get. I am a pro at applying contacts, but I've never tried, oh my god. I've never tried color contacts before, like ever. That feels so weird. Okay, that is something I'm definitely gonna have to use to, but y'all, this is the final look. I love how this turned out, and honestly, I feel like a pro at this point of doing East Asian makeup styles on like brown skin, and we don't look whitewashed from afar. Like we want to look like one. I want to still look like myself, but it looks so cute, and look at how many shades we have from actually like K-beauty brands. Like it almost feels like K-beauty brands are listening more than American beauty brands. Isn't that crazy? And in case you want any of these products, they'll be linked in the description below with my exact shades. If you guys want to see any other styles of makeup, drop them in the comments below. Maybe like a Thai makeup. I don't know. I'm here for experimenting. These are so fun. And I will see you guys next time.